Hey guys, so I thought I'd do a quick video today about alcohol withdrawal and the processes within the body that take place when you're withdrawing with alcohol, when you've been chronically drinking for a long time. So it occurs when someone who has been drinking alcohol for a very long time just suddenly abruptly stops the drinking, no longer consuming alcohol, and just hopes to stop on their own. Now, as a recovering alcoholic, I know how dangerous this is. I know it's a very dangerous thing to do to your body. So today we're just going to talk about a few things and the processes that go on within the body whilst you're in alcohol withdrawal, and to try and highlight some of the dangers from just stopping abruptly. So when you're in the depths of your addiction and you're drinking alcohol every day, it's a massive burden on the central nervous system, more so that it enhances the activity of the neurotransmitter Gaba. And Gaba has a calming effect on the brain. It also suppresses glutamate, which is used to excite the brain. It's a neurotransmitter that stimulates brain activity. So when someone is drinking alcohol regularly every day, the body starts producing less GABA and trying to increase glutamate to try and maintain the balance, because the alcohol is exciting the GABA. So the alcohol is making more and more GABA, so the brain's like, well, we need less GABA, but we're not getting enough glutamate because alcohol doesn't stimulate glutamate. So the brain is constantly trying to battle this overproduction of GABA that's coming from the alcohol and trying to rebalance it with the glutamate. And the brain over time becomes reliant on the alcohol just to stay calm. So when the alcohol is suddenly stopped, the balance is disrupted, and this is pretty much what happens from then on. So one of the first things you'll experience is hyperexcitation. So without the alcohol, there's a massive drop in the GABA, calming neurotransmitter. And then the glutamate that was being suppressed suddenly surges, and this leads to overactivity in the brain, causing the symptoms like anxiety, restlessness, and lots of irritability. So depending on the person, the first symptoms basically normally come on in about 6 to 12 hours time after their last drink, and you'll notice that they start to show symptoms like tremors, which is like shakiness. You get sweating, you get nausea, headaches, increased heart rate, and difficulty sleeping. Anxiety and agitation are super common with it. You see that all the time. In the most severe cases, and I've seen this personally with my brother, seizures start to happen normally around maybe 12 to 48 hours after they've had their last drink. I remember my brother having a fit in front of me a couple of times actually, due to not drinking for maybe 12 to 24 hours. I've seen him, two fits he had at my feet actually, I remember that. And this is because the brain's electrical activity is all over the place. It's all jumbled up, and it's mainly because the alcohol's calming effects have just left the body really fast, and the brain doesn't know what to do. It's a jumbled mess. It's panic, too much glutamate, everything starts shaking, and the brain just cuts out, just goes, and you have a fit. Another thing that I suffered with, and my brother actually, and I think my mum did as well, is hallucinations. Definitely had some of those in my time in detox. Mine were quite visual, so I would see shapes, not people as such, just like shapes and stuff moving around. And I had a bit of like auditory ones as well. Like I would think that I could hear something, like a conversation or something in another room. One of the times when I was detoxing in hospital, one of my early detoxes, I thought that the nurses were having an argument with someone outside the ward. It's about 1 o'clock in the morning, and I got up out of bed and I went to see, and there was nothing. There was no one. There was only one nurse sitting there, and there was no issues. So the fifth one is delirium tremens, the DTs, and I think this is considered one of the most severe forms of alcohol withdrawal, coming on about 3 days after the last drink. And this is without any medication, and they involve sort of confusion, disorientation, hallucinations, that you get a very rapid heartbeat. Is my camera slipping now? Sorry. You get a very rapid heartbeat, high fever, and it's definitely a medical emergency and a risk of death if untreated. And this is often due to cardiovascular collapse, and severe dehydration. There's also autonomic hyperactivity, and again with the body going into overdrive, with the increased heart rate, the sweating, the shaking, elevated blood pressure, and that's again just due to the overactivity of the autonomic nervous system. So yeah, there's quite a lot of things that are going on when someone is in alcohol withdrawal, mainly from, like I say, just stopping suddenly. Now these can be helped, and hence why I went to detox. So all these symptoms are the result of the brain just trying to find some sort of equilibrium, trying to rebalance itself after being dependent on alcohol as that calming, rebalancing system for so long. It's just the neurotransmitters trying to come back into some sort of regularity. So obviously if you go into places like detox units and these medical places, they can give you medications and stuff that can help you avoid these severe, alcohol withdrawals. I might do a video on that another time about like what sort of medications I had and that can be used for this sort of thing. So yeah, just a little video on what actually goes on in the body during alcohol withdrawal. And if you are going through alcohol withdrawal, don't do it alone. Definitely seek help. It's very dangerous, so definitely get some help.